okay? So set-up-wise, as I say, we're trying to get a little bit more kind of lead arm and club in a straighter line, which you were getting. Now, when I say straight, I always say with a sort of a bit of a hesitancy, because I want to say straight, locking straight. Your arm is just in a line with your club there, as your left leg is parallel to your right leg. You're not locking your legs out. Things are just in line because they are in line sometimes. It's not locking them dead straight to try and keep them there.
It's more relaxed, really, and naturally, naturally, like they
I mean, if you were going to go and shake hands with someone, you put your arm out to shake someone's hand, your two arms are kind of parallel, but you're not going and locking your arms, so it's dead straight. You're just putting your arm forward to go and shake someone's hand. So you're not trying to get the tension, because tension, as we saw, and with everyone, creates such an issue in terms of striking the ball. You get locked, you can't move your body efficiently. And the backswing then, when you used to go back before, was so kind of like quick and blurry. I mean, the left-hand one to you seems a short backswing. I mean, the right-hand one, you got a lot of leg movement, the left foot's off the ground, the elbow's really high, and all this thing. This one here now, even at this spot, we'd expect the club to be where it is there. To get a bit more, we could hinge the wrist by this elbow softening, okay, the right elbow. You get quite locked with that right elbow. Your right elbow would basically do this, nice and soft, moving this way, okay, as if you were throwing a ball. And I doubt if I said to you throw a ball as far as you could, you'd put your right arm in that position where your elbow is higher than your wrist. I mean, just think about throwing a ball, your arm's going to be, your hand will be higher than your elbow throwing a ball. I mean, very surprised if someone threw a ball over arm, kind of with their hand below their elbow. Just wouldn't compute. They'd be like, well, how's that going to work? But you'd be back here, kind of there, or here, or somewhere in this hinged position, yeah? And it's that right elbow we've got to get used to softening. So when you go back shorter and slower, you can at least control that club. When you go back as literally and it's gone back under a mile an hour, you kind of throw to that position. Yeah. So when you come back to the golf ball, the swing is, before that club's even coming down now, the swing is out of control. And that's the problem when you come back to the golf ball. The left-hand one, really good strike and a nice twist through. The right-hand one, and actually the top of the ball's been struck, the ball's bouncing in the ground. I mean, the ball's still there, just popping up in the air, still in view. I mean, the swing on this left, and when the ball's 60 yards on the fairway now, that one's 6 foot in front of you, basically. So, and a lot of movement there, and then trying to swing through the ball with a lot of lunge and heave, okay? Sort of up here and down and moving side to side.
So where I finish here, that's
okay. Good. That was good, to be fair, yeah. You kind of, I mean, your head, sort of that green line there represents kind of where you started and where you finished, and it's pretty good movement. There's not much movement there. Whereas this left, the right-hand one, you're kind of moving up and down, side to side, and just too many moving parts to be consistent. That's the thing.
Definitely, yeah.
So I think for you,
concentrate on that forward.
Use the kind of, we said that sort of 6 o'clock or that clock face kind of example, okay? At the moment, if we swing the golf club to kind of like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, you've got some control. And then as you get really good with swinging that, then we'll start going 10, 11, 12, and so on and so forth. But if you try and swing to 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock now, with the club way above here, and the way you've got there is you out of control. And what will happen is you just missed a lot of shots and you get more frustrated.
Like I said, rather hit the ball bloody 80 yards in there than completely...
I think for you, as I said, that light bulb moment, once you hit that shot where you went back and what felt to you like nothing of it, and you went 60 yards, you went, really? Yeah. How's that gone that far? Well, I barely hit it because you've tried to hit the ball so far on the right-hand swing now with this big old heave and using every amount of energy and muscle mass you've got, and it's going like 30 yards. You go, how can you go 60 swinging it softer? But the thing is, you're swinging it better.
Absolutely.
And in time, someone of your sort of age, stature, and sort of muscle mass and stuff, putting that club there in your hands at 7 iron, about 130 yards. Which now just seems like, well, that's just above and beyond, but you'll be reaching the green. You've hit one there, it only has reached the green there towards the end there, when I think 101 yards. So it can get there nearly with a more consistent and under control technique. And think of the backswing almost like a catapult being pulled back. If you're going to try and pull you go sort of squeeze and pull back, and then you go boom, let go. You wouldn't go and pull it back fast. You'd probably snap the thing in half, wouldn't you? So you squeeze that, squeezing a trigger, you don't snap things off, okay? If your backswing is jerky and quick, you just get thrown out of position. And if the moving parts aren't perfect...
So better, I need to basically, when I get to that,
just
do it
being
slower.
a bit more deliberate. But I think the way you are going to be slow is by not squeezing that club. The second we squeeze that club tight, your muscles now are kind of like primed and just firing. And it just jumps off position. So, make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Good man.